Old man's wheelchair is trashed by bikers, then they are stunned. In the heart of Millfield, a charming city known for its tight-knit community, lies Harmony Park, a serene oasis where locals gather to enjoy nature's embrace. Among the park's regular visitors is Edward "Ed" Sullivan, a kind-hearted elderly man who finds solace in the simple pleasures of life. Ed, once a brilliant engineer and a pillar of the community, now spends his golden years in a wheelchair, watching the world go by. Despite the challenges that come with age, his spirit remains unbroken, and his warm smile greets everyone who crosses his path. As the sun casts its gentle rays upon the park, Ed settles into his usual spot near the winding path, a bag of birdseed resting on his lap. With a twinkle in his eye, he scatters the seeds, inviting the feathered residents to join him in his daily ritual. The birds flock around him, their melodic chirps filling the air with a symphony of joy. Ed chuckles softly, delighting in their enthusiasm as they hop and flutter near his wheelchair. For a moment, the weight of the world seems to lift from his shoulders, and he loses himself in the simple beauty of the scene. Passers-by stop to exchange a few friendly words with Ed, drawn to his infectious warmth and the wisdom that emanates from his weathered face. Children, wide-eyed and curious, gather around him, eager to hear the tales he weaves about his adventures as an engineer. Ed's presence in the park has become a constant, a reminder of the enduring spirit that resides within the community. Little do they know that the tranquility of this ordinary afternoon is about to be shattered by a reckless gang of young bikers, setting in motion a chain of events that will test the strength and unity of Millfield. As the distant rumble of motorcycles grows louder, Ed looks up, his brow furrowing with concern. The birds, sensing the impending disturbance, take flight, scattering into the sky like a burst of confetti. The stage is set for a confrontation that will forever change the lives of those involved. The roar of the motorcycles shatters the tranquility of Harmony Park as the gang of young bikers, led by the brash and arrogant Blake Turner, storms through the winding paths. Their reckless antics and disregard for the park's serenity draw the ire of the local community members who have come to find solace in this urban oasis. Blake, a rebellious 19-year-old with a chip on his shoulder, revels in the chaos he creates. His piercing blue eyes and unruly blonde hair, coupled with his leather jacket and scuffed boots, paint the picture of a young man desperate to prove his worth through intimidation and bravado. As the gang weaves through the park, their laughter and taunts echo off the trees, disrupting the peaceful atmosphere. Families trying to enjoy a picnic and elderly couples out for a stroll shake their heads in disapproval, silently hoping for the bikers to move on. Ed Sullivan, still seated in his wheelchair near the path, watches the commotion with a mix of concern and disappointment. He has seen his fair share of troubled youth in his lifetime and recognizes the pain and insecurity that often fuels such rebellious behavior. The bikers, caught up in their own adrenaline-fueled antics, fail to notice Ed until they are nearly upon him. Blake, spotting the elderly man, sees an opportunity to assert his dominance and impress his fellow gang members. With a wicked grin, Blake skids to a halt mere inches from Ed's wheelchair, kicking up a cloud of dust and gravel. His cohorts follow suit, forming a menacing semicircle around the defenseless old man. Well, Blake sneers, his voice dripping with contempt. Look what we have here, boys. An old geezer thinking he owns the park. Ed, his eyes filled with a quiet defiance, meets Blake's gaze unflinchingly. There's room enough for all of us here, son, he says, his voice steady and calm. Why don't you and your friends move along and let folks enjoy the day in peace? Blake's eyes narrow, his jaw clenching with barely contained rage. How dare this old man challenge him in front of his crew? He knows he must act swiftly and decisively to maintain his reputation as the leader of the pack. Without warning, Blake lashes out, his boot connecting with the side of Ed's wheelchair, sending it toppling over. Ed, caught off guard, tumbles to the ground, his frail body hitting the hard-packed earth with a sickening thud. The gang erupts in laughter, their cruel guffaws echoing through the park as they revel in their supposed victory over the helpless old man. Blake, his chest puffed out with misplaced pride, stands over Ed, a smirk plastered across his face. Not so tough now, are you, old man? He taunts, his voice thick with disdain. Ed, his breath coming in short gasps, struggles to push himself up, his arms trembling with the effort. Around him, the shattered remains of his wheelchair lie scattered, a twisted mess of metal and plastic. Witnesses to the horrifying scene rush to Ed's aid, their faces etched with shock and concern. A young woman, her hands shaking, pulls out her phone and dials 911, her voice urgent as she relays the situation to the operator. News of the incident spreads like wildfire through the community, and within moments, Ed's son, Daniel Sullivan, arrives at the park. Daniel, a highly respected military officer and martial arts trainer, is a pillar of strength and integrity in Millfield. As Daniel helps his father to his feet, his eyes fall upon the gang of bikers, still laughing and jeering at their handiwork. A cold fury burns within him, tempered only by his years of discipline and self-control. Blake, realizing the gravity of the situation, takes a step back, his bravado faltering in the face of Daniel's piercing gaze. The other gang members, sensing the shift in power, begin to fidget nervously, their laughter dying in their throats. "You have made a grave mistake," Daniel says, his voice low and filled with a quiet intensity. "You have no idea who you've just messed with." The bikers, once so sure of their strength, now stand frozen, the weight of their actions beginning to sink in. They have unwittingly crossed a line, and the consequences of their reckless behavior are about to come crashing down upon them with a force they never could have imagined. As Daniel helps Ed into a nearby park bench, the elderly man winces in pain, his body battered and bruised from the fall. Daniel, his heart heavy with concern, gently examines his father's injuries, his hands steady and sure. Around them, a crowd begins to gather, drawn by the commotion and the sight of Ed's overturned wheelchair. Whispers of disbelief and anger ripple through the onlookers as they piece together what has transpired. Blake and his gang, suddenly aware of the growing hostility directed towards them, begin to back away, their earlier bravado replaced by a growing sense of unease. They had never intended for things to escalate this far, and the realization of the consequences they now face hits them like a ton of bricks. Daniel, his attention still focused on his father, looks up at the bikers, his eyes hard and unyielding. "You will answer for what you've done here today," he says, his voice carrying across the park. "You have disrespected not only my father but the entire community with your reckless and cruel actions." The bikers, their faces pale and their hands trembling, nod mutely, the gravity of their situation finally sinking in. They know that they have crossed a line, and the weight of their actions hangs heavy upon their shoulders. As the sound of sirens fills the air, signaling the arrival of the police and ambulance, Daniel turns to the gathered crowd, his voice filled with both sorrow and determination. "This is not who we are as a community," he says, his eyes scanning the faces of those around him. "We are better than this. We are stronger than this. And we will not let the actions of a few define us." The crowd murmurs in agreement, their faces set with a newfound resolve. They know that the road ahead will not be easy, but they also know that they have the strength and unity to overcome any challenge that comes their way. As the paramedics gently load Ed into the ambulance, Daniel takes one last look at the park, his heart heavy with the knowledge of what has transpired. He knows that the journey to healing and redemption will be a long one, but he also knows that, together, they will emerge stronger and more united than ever before. In the days that follow the incident at Harmony Park, the community of Millfield finds itself grappling with a range of emotions: anger, disbelief, and a profound sense of loss. The image of Ed Sullivan, a beloved figure and symbol of the town's enduring spirit, lying helpless on the ground, his wheelchair destroyed, is one that haunts the minds of all who witnessed it. As Ed begins his long road to recovery, the town rallies around him, offering support and encouragement in any way they can. Neighbors drop off home-cooked meals, children make handmade cards filled with messages of love and hope, and local businesses come together to raise funds for Ed's medical expenses and a new wheelchair. Meanwhile, Blake and his gang find themselves facing the consequences of their actions. The police, armed with eyewitness accounts and video footage of the incident, quickly track down and arrest the young men, charging them with assault and destruction of property. As the legal proceedings unfold, Daniel Sullivan, driven by a fierce determination to see justice served, takes on a new role, that of a mentor and guide to the wayward youth of Millfield. Drawing upon his military background and his expertise in martial arts, he begins to develop a program aimed at redirecting the energy and aggression of troubled teens into more positive outlets. At first, Blake and his gang are resistant, their pride and stubbornness preventing them from seeing the error of their ways. But as they begin to work with Daniel, learning discipline, respect, and the true meaning of strength, they slowly start to understand the impact of their actions. Through sweat, tears, and hard work, the young men begin to transform, their once hardened exteriors giving way to a newfound sense of purpose and responsibility. They start to see themselves not as outsiders or rebels, but as integral members of the community, with the power to effect real change. As the weeks turn into months, the town of Millfield begins to heal, the scars of the past slowly fading as a new sense of unity and purpose takes hold. And at the center of it all stands Ed Sullivan, a beacon of resilience and hope, his spirit unbroken and his heart filled with love for the community that has rallied around him. As the sun rises over Millfield, casting a warm glow across the town's tree-lined streets, the community begins to stir, ready to face another day. In the months since the incident at Harmony Park, the town has undergone a remarkable transformation, its once fractured spirit now mended by the power of unity and compassion. At the heart of this transformation is the Millfield Youth Center, a once dilapidated building that has been given new life thanks to the tireless efforts of Daniel Sullivan and a group of dedicated volunteers. The center, now a beacon of hope and opportunity for the town's youth, stands as a testament to the resilience and determination of the community. Inside the center, Blake and his former gang members, now known as the Harmony Guardians, work side by side with other volunteers, their faces etched with concentration as they paint murals, build furniture, and organize activities for the younger children. The once troubled teens have found a new sense of purpose, their energy and passion now directed towards creating a better future for themselves and their community. As the day wears on, the center begins to fill with the sound of laughter and chatter, as children from all walks of life come together to learn, play, and grow. In one corner, a group of kids gather around Ed Sullivan, now a regular visitor to the center, his eyes twinkling with mirth as he regales them with tales of his adventures as an engineer. Across the room, Daniel leads a martial arts class, his voice firm but kind as he guides his students through a series of moves, teaching them not just physical strength, but mental discipline and self-control. Among his students are Blake and his friends, their faces etched with determination as they work to master the techniques, their once misguided aggression now channeled into a more positive outlet. As the sun begins to set, casting a golden glow across the center, the community gathers for a potluck dinner, the tables laden with dishes from all corners of the world. Laughter and conversation fill the air, as old friends and new come together to celebrate the bond that now unites them. As the weeks pass, the Millfield Youth Center becomes the beating heart of the community, a place where barriers are broken down and new friendships are forged. Under the guidance of Daniel and the Harmony Guardians, the center's programs expand, offering everything from art classes and music lessons to tutoring and job training. Among the many success stories to emerge from the center is that of Liam, a once shy and withdrawn teenager who had struggled to find his place in the world. Through his involvement with the center's music program, Liam discovers a hidden talent for the guitar, his fingers coaxing melodies from the strings that speak to the depths of his soul. With the encouragement of his mentors and peers, Liam begins to come out of his shell, his confidence growing with each passing day. He starts to write his own songs, pouring his heart and his hopes into the lyrics, his music becoming a beacon of light for all those who hear it. As the center's reputation grows, so too does the sense of pride and ownership among its members. The Harmony Guardians, once the source of fear and mistrust, now work tirelessly to keep the center running smoothly, their dedication and commitment serving as an example to all those around them. But even as the community celebrates its triumphs, new challenges arise, testing the strength and resilience of the town. When a string of vandalism incidents threatens to undo the progress that has been made, the Harmony Guardians spring into action, working alongside the police to track down the culprits and bring them to justice. Through their efforts, the truth behind the vandalism is revealed, a group of disaffected youth, struggling with their own sense of isolation and anger, lashing out at a world they feel has forgotten them. But rather than seeking punishment, the Harmony Guardians reach out to these lost souls, offering them a chance at redemption and a place to belong. As the town comes together to repair the damage and heal the wounds, the true power of community shines through, a testament to the enduring strength and resilience of the human spirit. As the months pass and the seasons change, the Millfield Youth Center becomes more than just a building, it becomes a symbol of hope and renewal, a beacon of light in a world that often seems shrouded in darkness. Under the guidance of Daniel and the Harmony Guardians, the center's reach expands, touching the lives of countless individuals and families throughout the town. One such family is the Garcias, a hardworking but struggling single mother and her 2 children, who have long felt isolated and forgotten by the community. When Maria Garcia loses her job due to downsizing, she finds herself at the end of her rope, unsure of how she will provide for her family. But the Millfield Youth Center, ever attuned to the needs of the community, steps in to help. Through the center's job training program, Maria learns new skills and gains the confidence she needs to re-enter the workforce. And when her children, Sofia and Diego, begin attending the center's after-school programs, they find a new sense of belonging and purpose. Their once uncertain futures are now filled with promise and potential. As word of the center's impact spreads, other organizations begin to take notice, offering their support and resources to help further its mission. Local businesses donate supplies and equipment, while community leaders volunteer their time and expertise to mentor the next generation of leaders. Through it all, Ed Sullivan remains a constant presence, his wisdom and compassion serving as a guiding light for all those who cross his path. Though he may no longer be able to walk, his spirit remains as strong and unbreakable as ever, a testament to the enduring power of the human will. As the center's first anniversary approaches, the community comes together to celebrate all that has been accomplished, and all that is yet to come. In a special ceremony, Ed is honored for his contributions, his name forever etched into the fabric of the town's history. And as the sun sets on another day in Millfield, the town stands united, its once broken spirit now healed by the power of love, compassion, and the unbreakable bonds of community. As the Millfield Youth Center's influence continues to grow, so too does the sense of responsibility among its members. The Harmony Guardians, once content to simply maintain the status quo, now seek to actively improve the lives of those around them, their minds always searching for new ways to make a difference. One such opportunity arises when the town's beloved community garden, long a source of pride and sustenance for Millfield's residents, falls into disrepair due to neglect and lack of funding. Seeing a chance to put their skills and passion to good use, the Harmony Guardians propose a plan to revitalize the garden, transforming it into a vibrant oasis of growth and renewal. Under the guidance of Daniel and Ed, the Guardians work tirelessly to clear the overgrown plots, repair broken fences, and plant new seeds of hope. As the garden begins to take shape, other members of the community join in, donating their time, resources, and expertise to help bring the project to life. Among the volunteers is old Mrs. Jameson, a retired botanist whose green thumb and encyclopedic knowledge of plants quickly make her an invaluable member of the team. With her help, the Harmony Guardians learn the secrets of composting, natural pest control, and sustainable gardening practices, their minds expanding with each passing day. As the garden flourishes, so too does the spirit of the community. Families come together to tend to their plots, sharing in the bounty of fresh produce and the joy of watching their hard work come to fruition. Children learn the value of patience and perseverance, their hands dirty with soil and their hearts full of pride. And at the center of it all stands the Millfield Youth Center, a testament to the power of unity and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Through the Garden Project, the center's members learn that true growth comes not just from the seeds they plant, but from the bonds they nurture and the lives they touch. As the seasons change and the years pass, the community garden becomes a symbol of hope and resilience, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, life finds a way to bloom. And the Harmony Guardians, once lost and adrift, now stand tall as the guardians of that hope, their hearts forever committed to the betterment of the world around them. As the Millfield Youth Center and its community garden become a model of success, the town's leaders take notice, recognizing the transformative power of the center's programs and the dedication of its members. In a move that sends ripples of excitement through the town, the mayor announces a plan to expand the center's reach, partnering with local schools and organizations to bring its message of hope and empowerment to every corner of Millfield. At the forefront of this expansion is Daniel Sullivan, whose vision and leadership have been instrumental in the center's success. Working closely with Ed and the Harmony Guardians, Daniel develops a comprehensive curriculum that combines academic support, life skills training, and community service, ensuring that every child in Millfield has the opportunity to reach their full potential. As the program rolls out, the impact is immediate and profound. Test scores begin to rise, as students who once struggled find the support and encouragement they need to excel. Graduation rates improve, and more young people than ever before begin to pursue higher education and meaningful careers. But the center's influence extends far beyond the classroom. Through partnerships with local businesses and nonprofits, the Harmony Guardians help to create a network of support and opportunity, connecting young people with mentors, internships, and job training programs that open doors to a brighter future. And at the heart of it all remains the community garden, a living symbol of the town's resilience and the power of working together towards a common goal. As the garden continues to thrive, it becomes a gathering place for the entire town, a space where people of all ages and backgrounds can come together to share in the joy of growth and renewal. Through the garden and the center, the people of Millfield learn that true strength lies not in individual achievement, but in the bonds of community and the willingness to lift each other up. And as the town enters a new era of prosperity and hope, they know that they have the Millfield Youth Center, and the tireless dedication of those who made it possible, to thank for it all. As the Millfield Youth Center's programs continue to transform lives and bring the community together, a new challenge arises, one that threatens to test the very foundation of all that has been built. When a powerful developer sets his sights on the land occupied by the community garden, seeking to bulldoze it and replace it with a sprawling commercial complex, the town finds itself at a crossroads. At first, the developer's promises of jobs and economic growth sway some members of the community, who see the project as a chance to bring much-needed investment to the town. But for the Harmony Guardians and the countless others who have poured their hearts and souls into the garden, the prospect of losing this cherished space is nothing short of devastating. As tensions mount and the battle lines are drawn, Daniel and Ed step forward, rallying the community behind a common cause. They organize town hall meetings and petition drives, bringing together a diverse coalition of supporters from every walk of life. At the same time, the Harmony Guardians work tirelessly to showcase the true value of the garden, not just as a source of fresh produce, but as a vital gathering place and a symbol of the town's resilience. They invite the developer to see the garden for himself, to witness firsthand the joy and sense of purpose it brings to so many lives. Moved by the passion and dedication of the community, the developer begins to see the garden in a new light. And in a stunning turn of events, he announces that he will not only abandon his plans to develop the land, but will instead donate it to the Millfield Youth Center, ensuring that the garden will remain a fixture of the town for generations to come. As the news spreads, the town erupts in celebration, the streets filled with laughter, tears, and an overwhelming sense of pride. And in that moment, they know that they have not just saved a garden, but have secured a legacy of hope and resilience that will endure long after they are gone. In the wake of their victory in saving the community garden, the people of Millfield find themselves more united and empowered than ever before. The Harmony Guardians, once a group of troubled youth, now stand as leaders and role models, their transformation a testament to the power of second chances and the unwavering support of a loving community. As the Millfield Youth Center enters a new chapter, its programs continue to evolve and expand, reaching more lives and touching more hearts with each passing day. The center becomes a hub of innovation and creativity, a place where young minds are nurtured and new ideas are born. Among the many new initiatives born from this spirit of innovation is a groundbreaking environmental education program, spearheaded by none other than old Mrs. Jameson. Drawing on her decades of experience and her deep love for the natural world, Mrs. Jameson develops a curriculum that combines hands-on learning, scientific inquiry, and a deep appreciation for the interconnectedness of all living things. Under her guidance, the community garden becomes a living laboratory, a place where students of all ages can explore the wonders of the natural world and learn the skills needed to become stewards of the earth. From composting and water conservation to wildlife habitat restoration and sustainable agriculture, the program equips a new generation with the tools and knowledge they need to build a greener, more resilient future. As the program grows and thrives, it attracts the attention of educators and environmental advocates from far and wide, who come to Millfield to learn from Mrs. Jameson and the Harmony Guardians. And in sharing their knowledge and passion with others, they help to spread the seeds of change, planting the roots of a global movement that will one day transform the world. Through it all, the people of Millfield stand as a shining example of what is possible when a community comes together in the spirit of love, compassion, and a shared commitment to building a better tomorrow. And as they look to the future, they know that no matter what challenges may lie ahead, they will face them together, united in their determination to leave the world a little bit better than they found it. As the years pass and the Millfield Youth Center's impact continues to ripple outward, touching lives and communities far beyond the borders of the town, the people of Millfield find themselves reflecting on the incredible journey that brought them to this point. From the darkest of moments, when the actions of a few threatened to tear the community apart, to the triumphant rebirth of the center and the garden, the town has undergone a transformation that few could have imagined. At the heart of this transformation stand the Harmony Guardians, the once troubled youth who found redemption and purpose through the power of second chances and the unwavering support of their community. Now adults, with families and careers of their own, they remain the beating heart of the center, mentoring new generations of youth and ensuring that the lessons of the past are never forgotten. Among them is Blake, the former leader of the gang that once terrorized the town, now a respected community leader and advocate for at-risk youth. Through his work with the center and his tireless efforts to build bridges between the town's diverse communities, Blake has become a symbol of the transformative power of forgiveness and the enduring strength of the human spirit. As the town gathers to celebrate the center's 10th anniversary, the air is filled with a sense of joy and gratitude, a recognition of all that has been achieved and all that is yet to come. In a moving ceremony, Ed Sullivan takes the stage, his voice filled with emotion as he reflects on the incredible journey that brought them to this moment. "My friends," he begins, his eyes shining with pride, "when I look out at all of you today, I see not just a community, but a family. A family that has been through so much, that has faced challenges that would have broken lesser spirits. But through it all, we have remained strong, united in our love for one another and our determination to build a better world." As the crowd erupts in applause, Ed's words resonate deep within the hearts of all who hear them, a reminder of the incredible power of community and the unbreakable bonds that hold us together. As the celebration of the Millfield Youth Center's 10th anniversary comes to a close, the people of Millfield find themselves looking to the future with renewed hope and determination. The lessons of the past decade, the challenges overcome and the triumphs achieved, have forged a community that is stronger, more resilient, and more united than ever before. In the days and weeks that follow, the town buzzes with a newfound energy, as people from all walks of life come together to build on the foundation laid by the center and the Harmony Guardians. New initiatives are born, new partnerships forged, as the spirit of collaboration and innovation that has become the hallmark of Millfield continues to thrive. At the forefront of this new era of growth and progress stands the next generation of leaders, the young men and women who have grown up in the shadow of the center and the garden, who have been shaped by the values of compassion, perseverance, and service to others. Among them is Liam, the once shy teenager who found his voice through music, now a rising star in the world of socially conscious hip-hop, using his platform to spread a message of hope and empowerment to audiences around the globe. As Liam takes the stage at a sold-out concert in the heart of Millfield, the crowd erupts in a deafening roar, a sea of faces filled with joy, pride, and an unshakable sense of belonging. And in that moment, as the music swells and the voices of the community rise as one, the true power of the Millfield Youth Center and all that it represents becomes clear. For in the end, the center and the garden were never just about buildings or plants, but about something far more profound, the idea that every person, no matter their background or circumstances, has the power to make a difference, to transform their own lives and the lives of those around them. And as the people of Millfield look to the future, they know that this idea will continue to guide them, lighting the way towards a brighter, more just, and more compassionate world for all.